Hmm. Good morning. Um, Alan Clements here from Los Angeles, California, United States of America. Welcome to a series of talks I've been giving based upon my new book, Extinction X-Rated. It's an auto-fictional dark satire about good and evil. I've got a special talk tomorrow that I was going to give today, but it just came to me. It's really on, I want to say, not fitting in, speaking your mind, doing your rad, uncensored, nonconformist, improvisational, crazy, wild woman, wild man, truth-telling fire sermon tomorrow, if you want to tune in. I've been looking at what it means to honor, excuse me, honor the purity of the fire of your own scream for reality and truth, not merger, not oneness, not blending, not mindful, not unmindful either, but just not mindful in the need to conform to this idea of thinking that somehow, some way, I need to be at peace. In some ways, peace and happiness are so 2 days ago. I mean, no insult to those who have it and have some ability to manifest it, but my experience in today's sharing, very spontaneous, I wish I had more planned, and is if you had but 3 months to live, what would I do? What would you do? And I just threw on the tagline at the end, a meditation on everything meaningful. And if I may invite you, if you're interested, to journey with me here and make this sharing together a meditative experience, whatever that may mean to you. I'm going to share my experience of that. And let's play high stakes with intimacy and caring and exploration, if you will. At first, when you think about, at least I should say, when I first embrace a more pixelated cultural, medical, societal circumstance that informs you of death, the potential of death, the likelihood of death, if you don't do this, and even that might lead to death, all the ways in which death is always around this side of your shoulder, that side of your shoulder, above your head, below you. It's on the planet. There's extinction. There's 250,000 people today that will die mid-sentence, just like you or me or our family. And there are another 250,000 tomorrow, and on and on and on until there's the 7th great extinction, the 9th great extinction. It's like, wow, it's not so weird to talk about living and dying as an immediate phenomenology that, okay, how can I use my life in this 3-month period? I've been thinking about it the last couple of weeks. And it took me back to Burma and how I would frequently, over the last 5 years especially, since we've been leading an annual retreat at the Mahasi Center for International Yogis, I would often go to obscure places that I'd never been over the 40 years there. And I found myself in homes for the aged, homes for the diseased, homes and centers for the blind, homes for orphaned children of parents who had died of AIDS and HIV. And I found them tragically fascinating to experience I would call it the not common topography of emotions with me and other and other with me. And the environments, the smells, the tastes, the forms of engagement, of service. And in the aged homes, the homes for those who were older, I found it remarkable that the majority of men and women were in a large room by and large in Burma, and there were very few family near them, very few people near them. And there they were in their beds with their tubes and IVs, and many of them radically frail. I would stop often bed by bed, chair by chair, and communicate in the best way that I could in my Burmese with them, and ask them about their lives and the communication of the ineffable in the intimacy of just a temporary space. And I found it beautiful and fascinating to be so domically terrified at, when I think about 3 months to live, not being in the company of love. And yet, here they are. They have deep emotional skills. They're radically present. Another gentleman I remember, he was just looking at me in my eyes, in my face. And you could just see him crying. We held hands. We said a few words. He didn't respond. And the people of the home allowed me just to serendipity through space and time, and really brings up today as I reflect upon it. You know, it's such a privilege to think of what would you do, how would you create the optimal environment for your next 3 months, your likely final 3 months, or maybe any minute across that terrain of a day or an hour or a week. Who knows, right? I don't know what it means to live with the certainty, the absolute certainty that we're in the vicinity. I'm in the vicinity, you're in the vicinity, we're all in the vicinity of the disappearance of cognitive functions, the disappearance of memory, the disappearance of conditioning. When my parents died, I was inspired to be the one who took care of their personal belongings in the home where I grew up from age 10 in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And it was really remarkable, you know, these poignant memories of traversing in a couple of hours a day, a week, the most intimate people to you, you know. My mom and dad, I adored them, loved them, both died at 96. And going through their drawers, which I never dreamt of doing, going through their closets, going into the attic and seeing things that were uniquely mom's and dad's, and opening them up, and how many photographs I would see of my dad and my mom and me and my brother and my family and my relatives, my cousins, my aunts, their fathers and mothers, the tribe, things I'd never seen. What will you do with them? Of course, my brother saved all the albums. But there were so many photographs in there that I'd never seen, and you just see over the course of a lifetime, right? In these 3 months of what would I do if this was my final 3 months, a meditation on everything. And there was a part of me that would not, no one in my life having to go through that process of what to keep and what to throw and who gets what and where. There's a part of me that would just like to remove all memorabilia so that it was pure emotionality. And you had only the memory of your own heart, right? No outer photographs, no poignancy, just a remarkably quiet celebration of the ineffable mystery of this horrible thing called existence, the cruelty and the bliss of being alive on planet Earth at this time. We're very likely we're headed towards a Fourth Reich, a global totalitarianism, the manufacturing of unthinkable mind control, mind control, mind control, the manipulation of the psyche and energies and behaviors to conform to the obedience of a hierarchical digital dictator called whomever, right? Welcome to 2024. You can feel it, you can smell it, you can taste it. China is just a metaphor for the big totalitarian evil in the sky everywhere. Silicon Valley, Wall Street, the death of the planet, the death of our lives. I've got 3 months to live. What will you do? A meditation on everything. I go right to the soul of my Dhamma. And the radiance of the immediacy of knowing that you've got the intelligence to bring into present time reality the clarity of present time reality, the beingness to be in raw, intimate awakening with that which is, in breath, out breath. I just love that I have 50 years of discernible memory of the vocation of being a yogi. I'm not speaking about some great heroics, but when I think back of my 5 decades, I have many, and I invite you in this meditation on everything to recall mindfulness, sati, the conscious recollection, bringing back from historical memory in the moment, in the far past, but always in the moment, the song, the lyrics. We don't need your education. That's the Pink Floyd song of, empowering freedom. When I think about Dhamma in action and meditation on everything, it's not just being present, right? Where is the radiant liberty in my awakening? Where is the freedom here? The freedom to breathe, right? The freedom to speak, right? The freedom to love, right? The gift to kiss, the gift to touch, the gift to cook, the gift to just simply in-breath, out-breath. Yes, it comes right back to the moment, but yet you're a producer of your life for 3 months, Alan. I've been taking copious notes on what will my 3 months look like post-Tuesday. And I'm really giving life to, can I create that? Yes. Will I create that? Yes. How will you create it? I will. And I'm thinking, wow, you've got the gift of the Dhamma in your heart and mind, Alan. Employ it with the greatest elegance possible. Don't buy any narrative at all of suffering. Don't humanize it. Refuse to participate. Pause. After the old age homes in Burma, I remember back in the day, could it have been 2013, 15, Mandalay. I was meeting with one of my savant, Dhamma ally, satirist friends, mentors, Uparle. Many of you know him. He was Burma's, rad spoken word artist, comedian. He was imprisoned for his vocation to satirize the totalitarian madness of the dictatorship in his country, pounding rocks, tortured. And I met him when he was released for the second time, a 6 and a 5 year period, I think, and confined to his home with his family and his brothers, where he was banned from ever traveling or publicly speaking or doing his satirical, dark satirical, nuanced challenge to the machinations of totalitarianism and dictatorship. Right there, I want to pause and, it's one thing to empower for myself the idea of what would be ideal for 3 months. but knowing that there are millions and millions of little micro moments in each day, in each week, where we're each fighting the good fight to keep alive and to further the power, the grace, the beauty, the creative genius of the universality of human rights. I never want to forget my activism, that my life isn't just about me and my peace and my need to be creatively awakened, but each of us are participating in our own extension of consciousness to include the civility of civilization and otherness and the future of life. Yes, don't overly dramatize your own life and death, Alan. Life goes on, and that's what's important, that continuum. And participate in that continuum with all your heart. In Uparle, I asked him, I have it on video, it's in the books we just completed, Burma's Voices of Freedom. This last 5-year period when you were in a labor camp in the north, forced torturously to pound rocks and chains, how did you survive? And I remember so clearly, I kept my humor alive. When you keep humor alive, when you keep that biting, rad satire that refuses to buy the story, the narrative of I'm being denigrated. Well, fuck you, man. Go to hell. In Uparle, he kept the fire alive no matter what he said, no matter what they did. I refused to give up my humor, my satire. And let me tell you, Alan, this is my language. Let me tell you, it was dark in there, and many of my fellow prisoners died in there, but a number of them died with a smile on their face, despite those goddamn pig totalitarian dictators in Naypyidaw that right now are persecuting the Burmese people. He kept the humor alive. I don't care if it's a week or a month or 3, but yesterday I came to a new resurrection in me. I don't need to be that emotional about anything right now. I need to be beautifully emotional with things that are on my palette that I love. Love, heals. And that's what I want to get to here is like, I think, okay, if I have a menu, what is my love portrait? What is my surreal expression of love? And I want to be somewhere sacred. You know the word sacred? Like somewhere that infuses a bit of the jungle, cool warmth, purity of Hawaii with the best of Bali. And yes, why not paint your environmental, cognitive, surreal, existential picture? This is your time. Again, you've got 3 months to live. What will you do? A meditation on everything during those weeks. And okay, the palette is yours. The creation is here. What will you do? What is your dream? And regardless of whether it manifests, I thought, and I'm thinking, just the healing power of the dream, of meaning, and the beauty of not relinquishing, not even humanizing it. Yes, you're going to cry as you did all night last night. I don't know why exactly. It's something primordial, deeper than my recognizable mindfulness can touch. But the dream, the creative expression of the dream. I love these morning sharings. They're my self-liberty. They're my own meditations. Thank you for participating. I hope you find your voice, the vocation of your life that tunes you into those places in your heart and mind and family and friends and lovers where you sing your life, you sing your dream, you get out of bed and you just jump into the asana of breathing into your dream. Fuck, man. I hate working. I hate the concept of 9 to 5. I love the yogi mind, which is really the employment of radical freedom to authenticate the most beautiful expressions of consciousness in form and context. And yes, I want high nutrients. I want nothing to do anymore with tolerating noise. Boy, that's really rad. I want nothing more to do with tolerating small. Wow, that's sort of sharp. I want nothing more to do with my complicity with moan and groan and fatigue and oh me and oh you and oh my God, it's getting bad. It's fucked. There's no doubt about that. If you want to know what my thoughts are about how fucked it is, read this thing. It is going to be banned. But fuck it. When do we ever get up and just go so rad, so natural, so real, so uncensored that you fucking break your PhD in 10, you crack your coma of your online yoga course, you stand naked in the fidelity of your own unique ugliness, and you say, fuck addictions, I'm going to do it so much, I'm going to reorient towards deep engagement, radical passion. And yes, okay. You get quiet. Sometimes you get quiet. You hold hands. Yes, I want to see my daughter. I love that girl. Sarabella. She's in Mexico with her mom now. If I go to Hawaii, she'll come. I know it. She'll come and hang. I want to walk the beach with her, barefoot. I want to swim. That's high on my list. May it happen, young woman. Be any way you want. Dance any way you want. Eat any way you want. Say anything you want. Just want to be in the radiance of your cool soul. And there are a few other friends that are just remarkably intimate to me that they must be close in soul, in heart, in physicality. And I also want to invite those other savants, those boys and girls. You know who you are, and there's some that I don't even know yet. Calling in the chorus of love. Calling in the co-savants, the rebels, the misfits, those rad lionesses, those crazy, wild, trans-vegan tigers, those killers of Buddhas, those who throw fire across oceans and swim and die and are reborn, poets, revolutionists, mavericks, misfits, calling all the crazy people out in the world. Come through me from time immemorial. I want to meet devas. Devas are the angelic beings in Buddhist psychology that coexist with us. Hello, devas. I feel your presence. I want to know you. I want to create universes with you. I want to create states of consciousness. I want to understand the most radiant, beautiful, deeply sapio, trans-integral, sexual, existential ubuntufication of shared space. Pause. What did you just say? I can't do it alone. That means I need guest cottages. I need food. I can't drive particularly at times. I don't know why. I don't like the automobile. I don't like the smell of petroleum. I don't like 5, 6, G7, G9, the airwaves. I don't sleep so well. I want a place where the frequencies are more quiet. I want to see hummingbirds. I'd love to have 40 cats. I want to take my shoes off. I want to smell the roses. I don't care if there's a snake or a red ant or a spider here and there, and even a centipede. So be it. Namaste. The God in you, the God in me. Stay away, I'll stay away from you. I want good music. I want to dance. I want to wake up and meditate. I want to do yoga every day, not just for 10 minutes, but I need to do it for 30 minutes to an hour, but at a very slow pace. Got 3 months to live. What will you do? I'm inviting you to do a meditation on everything with me. Don't forget your Dhamma, Alan, wherever you go. This is all just the hieroglyphics of a kind of pixelated form, right? You're creating theater. Yes, I want to create 3 months of radical, transformational. I want to heal in the radiance of Nibbana. I want to call upon the aditant, the Pali word, deep determinations. I was just talking to my friend, a former monk friend of mine the other day, Burmese. The word satya, truthfulness. I want to live in the existential dignity and the stature more and more in the fidelity of the truthfulness. All things come to be, come to pass. Anicca vata sankhara, anatta vata sankhara, dukkha vata sankhara. All formations are inherently empty, changing. Attach and you'll suffer. All formations at the nose, the ear, the body, the tongue, the eye, and cognition are anicca, anatta, and dukkha. Hold on to them and you will suffer. The radiance of living and breathing, that satya, that insight, the wisdom filter, I've been talking about it a lot. Thank you for allowing me to riff and just go along with me here, but I'm talking to the meditative part in me that wants to transform through the voice of shared space. Panya, wisdom. It's one of the most overlooked concepts I've seen in my life. And I love it when you see the Buddha's teachings where he's talking to humans and to non-humans and to devas and brahmas. And it's the invocation of, bear with me, I'm very Arabic, radical immediacy. Unpostponed. I want to be respectful of uncensored, and yet peel that layer off too. Naked authenticity. What will you do? What will you say? I've been doing self-voice lessons for the last year here in my temporary abode, my little sacred temple. And feeling vibrational auditory frequencies. It's been very beautiful. Playing with voice, playing with energy, playing with vibration. I want to call in these meditations, call in these people, call in these devas. I want to heal and elevate through energy. That's a key word for me in the last week especially. If you can dial the heat to cook what you cook, to turn the dial of the sound to the right level, a vibration on your ear that's just what you want. What does it mean to turn the dial, Alan, over your next 3 months on the right energetic frequencies inside of yourself? I think I want to fast for a week and just feel what it means to just mindfully drink and eat the vibrational nectar of intrinsic space. I want to nurture that part of me that's so ephemeral but so tangible. It's what my heart and lungs and kidneys and all the other organs sit upon that are saturated through. I want to nurture those things because there I'm told and there I sense are the healing vibrations, right? The healing vibrations of innate metaphysical realities. The radiance of devas aren't tangible forms, I'm told, but yet they are entities that live in shared vibrational frequencies. I want to know those frequencies. We all know them through meditation, through refined yoga, through intimacy, through the psychedelic. I want to have a whole amount of the most pure forms of non-chemical psychedelics. So I want to play with dimensionality. I want to play with purity. I want to play with vibration. I want to play with frequency. Why didn't you think this way before you played with this talk of 3 months to live? What would you do? A meditation on everything. Well, I think I have, but never has there been an acceleration in these last few weeks to a combination of the terror and the tragedy of Burma, the completion of my book, the ongoing deep investigation of the what appears to me the emergence of a global totalitarianism. I was thinking again this morning, I don't know exactly what the date was, May 10th, 1933, when the brown shirts of Germany did a collective book burning, both in Berlin and 33 other cities in Germany, celebrating the destruction of literature, of consciousness, of dreaming, of the opposite exactly of what I'm saying. And I was thinking, as I'm thinking now, what if I was one of those brown shirts? I was like 17 and just like, fuck, man, Adolf is rad. Let's cleanse Germany of the misfits, the miscretants, the denigrating people who don't understand the importance of a moral order that's uniquely white and German. Of course, you wouldn't know that. You wouldn't say that. And I'm going like, God damn, man. What's my meditation on everything here? Interrupt, Alan. You've got some dissonance in your heart here. You've got some emotionality around your heart. You've got some contraband. Can you feel it mindfully? Where's your meditation here? I want to know where I've got contraband. That's what I'm bringing up. I'm that little boy, that young adult, that teenager in Berlin, and I've got Extinction X-rated in my hand, and I'm going to throw it in the fire because this thing is so pixelated with denigrating pornographic images and sexually explicit scenes and unthinkable violence. And it's just a book to just 1984 out of your wretched, dumb shit, A Clockwork Orange soul. Should I throw it in the fire, or should I break ranks with my brothers and sisters and throw off this brown shirt, right? I want to throw off my fucking Buddha shirt. I want to throw off my fear shirt. I want to throw off my complicity with the emergence of vaccine passports. I want to throw off mandatory vaccine. I want to throw off the propaganda of Prophet Fauci. I want to throw off the genocidal sicko Xi Jinping. I want to throw off prophet. I want to throw off prophet. I want to throw off prophet. I want to throw off predictable sentences of bullshit. So I want to call myself out on my own bullshit. I don't want it just to be sweet and beautiful. There's still things to do, right? I want to invite you, if you want to be invited to invite me. Where are you full of shit? No Buddhist teachers would ever ask you that. I'm not a Buddhist teacher. I'm just saying, there's no teachers would say, where are you fucking full of shit, Karen? Where are you lying, Jack? Where are you a poser? Hey, you poser. You can't say that. You can write it, but it damn well better be a pen name, because they're going to fucking castigate you for having been so real. When I think about a meditation on everything, it is like, fucking be real, dude. Why did we think that we have to conform to an ism? Totalitarianism, ageism. Oh God, you're old. You basically are done, almost dead. Where's our isms inside of our souls? That's a very important thing for me to mindfully, okay, I can see where I'm the brown shirt there. Got it, the ideological ideological profit monger, far leftist, conformist. Okay, I can see that I'm going to play it safe here and just take Mr. Clements' book and throw it in the digital fire and just like put him into the cave of nobody. And he was just autistic. He had brain trauma. It's good that he died, actually. Rid the earth of an asshole. Fuck you, man. So my 3 months are about me getting real, more real. What does that look like? The real for me, and I'll come to the end here of this radically improvisational spoken word parlay without the totalitarian dictator above my head. I want to do beautiful things. I want to do incisive things. I want to be ever more mindful of revealing collusion with isms. Where am I inauthentic? And I want to play with energetic fields that I have really just toyed with at different times. But I want to play with the Punya field. I want to play with the Nibbana field. I want to play with the transcendent field. I want to play with radical existential premonition, intuitive awakening, truth fields. I want to commune. I want to make Deva love with Devas. I want to be touched psychically and physically. I want to be intimate. I want to be sexual. I want to be organic. I want to be truthful. I want to know the sacred, secret, revolutionary things of the soul and of the cosmos. I want to make good on the promise of this precious human life to do the very best in these 3 months, regardless of day-to-day functions. If they were the last 3, I want them to be the most remarkably cohesive, directed, intimate, mysterious, open-hearted, wildly hypnotic, beautifully orchestrated, tender, interior states of love. I want no memory of them in form. And so I close today by inviting the people who are in my life, the people who listen, who care, who feel, the unknown deities. I feel surrounded by deities. I talk with them, I feel them. My samsaric sangha, I'm calling all beautiful minds to come play in this creation, to heal, to continue the revolution, to elevate to new places, hopefully and potentially, of co-creative wisdom and of awakening and of healing. But more important than healing is in liberation. I want to know experiences of liberation that I've never known. And equally, I want to hold hands and commune, holy commune with family, and hope for the best, and be pragmatic. And if there's still life at the end of 3 months, reevaluate. Now what? So, from my heart to yours, thank you. I love you, and thank you for being in my life. Hope to see you tomorrow.